And Khalil Horton, he'll jump against Jackson Hauer. Our officials tonight, LJ Fresina, Carlo Fischetti, and Brian Franz is our officiating crew. Ready to get things underway. Ball is in the air, and the Ramblers control the tip as it's won cleanly back over to Tavion Spencer, who goes over to Horton. Extended out past the right wing, drops off to Spencer. Bounce pass down low. Gala trying to power move, reverse layup, up and in. Good first step by Liam Gala, and he was able to go from the right to the left with a nice reverse layup to give the Ramblers an early 2-0 lead. Beck over to Hauer, back to the basket, top of the key. Swings the basketball around. Will drop it over onto the right wing for Paris. Paris into the right corner for Beck. Back to Hauer on the right wing. Bach trying to move towards the basket. Skip past to Paris. Left wing takes a step inside of it. Diagonal pass over to Hauer. Hauer down the lane. Left to the key. His shot was denied by Horton. It's loose on the floor. Picked up by Hauer. Hauer had his pocket picked from behind, and then the ball glanced off of him. Nice play by Will Innes defensively, who was able to sneak in from behind, poke the ball away, and he knocked it off of Hauer out of bounds on the near sideline. Ramblers with an early 2-0 lead. It's 7:09 remaining in the opening quarter. Spencer running the point for Cathedral Prep. Drops it off over to the left wing side and a skip pass over to Colvin. Now Innes tried to drive to the right block, tied up by Max Paris, who would not allow him to get that jump stop down onto the right block, and now a little bit of tugging afterwards, and it's broken up by Carlo Fischetti, and the arrow is in favor of McDowell, who will go the full length of the floor right to left after Mr. Fischetti ties his right sneaker. Here we go, inlet pass to Beck. Beck in the backcourt over by the Trojan head logo on the far side, into the front court, right forecourt side near the hash mark, hands it off to Bach, and then swung it to Paris, now driving, jump stop in the lane, and we're going to get our first foul of the game as Jaden Harper went in attack mode going towards the basket, and the foul will be on Will Innes, his first, team's first in the game at the 6:41 mark of this opening quarter. On the left baseline, Jonah Bach will inbound. Bach floats it into Mason Beck. Couple of quick passes over to Max Paris. Backdoor feed that was intended for Beck was knocked away into the hands of Horton. Horton left to right. Fast break, then pulls up short jumper in the lane. No good. Rebound pulled down by Jonah Bach. 2-0 Cathedral Prep, 6:24 remaining in the opening quarter. Jackson Hauer at the left point. Wants to pass. Dangerous pass over to Beck, who hauled it in. And now a step back three from Jonah Bach that swirls off of the rim, and then we've got a rebounding foul on the loose ball. And it looks like it's going to be called against Cathedral Prep, which will be their second, and the second on Will Innes. And we'll see how much longer Will Innes stays on the floor with two fouls. And right on cue, we get a substitution into the ball game.
Into the ball game for Cathedral Prep, number 11.
That'll be Malachi Millsap, a 5'11 senior guard at 1.7 points per game last year. Lob in from underneath the basket to the baseline into Beck. Beck, little spin move, turnaround jumper, no good inside the free throw line. Rebound pulled down by Khalil Horton. He's had a good game early on the glass, but a pass that maybe Reese Colvin wasn't expecting, and Tavion Spencer's pass went right through his fingertips out of bounds. Ramblers still with a 2-0 lead early on here at the 5:57 mark of this opening quarter. Beck to Hauer, back to the basket. At the top of the arc, swings it over to Beck. Beck over to Bach. Bach drives to the free throw line. Gets it over to Harper. Harper with a crossover move, missed the three off the iron, no good. The rebound was pulled down by Horton. Colvin with it. Spencer left point, Colvin left wing. Gala trying to post up near the far block. Well, right-hand dribble now for Colvin. And now he'll drop it off in between the circles for Millsap. Millsap hands it off to Spencer. Spencer in front of the block M. McDowell logo with a seam up 2-0. Moving left to right as we see it. Gala drops it off over to Horton. Horton's pass to the far side, stolen away by Harper. Harper with a layup attempt in transition, and we're going to get a goaltend So the bucket's going to count. They're going to call goaltending on Khalil Horton. So Jaden Harper with the first 2 of the game for McDowell to tie the game at 2. The goaltending call happens at the 5:02 mark of this opening quarter. Down the floor comes Spencer. Spencer guarded by Harper. Dishes it off over onto the left wing side. Gala gets the pass at the top of the key, and Cathedral Prep is going to call a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it here with 4 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the first quarter. McDowell and Cathedral Prep tied at 2. Our halftime show on your sports leader WPSC is sponsored by UPMC Hammett, offering advanced orthopedic care and sports medicine. So Liam Gala's early reverse layup and Jaden Harper's layup after a steal on a pass that was intended on the far wing side for Malachi Millsap. A layup that was put on the board because of a goaltend by Khalil Horton. Only points of the game so far. Gala will inbound on the near side. Gala right sideline, tosses it into the backcourt on the near side over to Spencer. Davion Spencer, top of the key, finds Gala right point, skip past left wing, catching, firing 3 in the air by Spencer, and no good. Battle for the rebound, and boy did Jonah Bach climb the ladder on that as he went up and palmed it down with the right hand. Beck's going to swing it over to Paris. Paris open at the top of the key. Goes over to Jonah Bach. Bach looking for Paris and a little give and go, and an errant pass ends up in the hands of Gala. Gala with an outlet feed ahead to Colvin. Now a bounce pass. Gala down low to Horton. Horton leans in, but the shot off the glass and in won't count because it's an offensive foul, or they call it travel, excuse me. Khalil Horton with a walk before the basket. Still tied at 2. And a slow start to this one. Jackson Howard, right of the lane. Stripped and last touch by the player who stripped him of the basketball, and that is Khalil Horton. Jaden Harper will inbound. Right baseline to the left of his own basket. Will lob it to Howard over on the far wing. Howard, dribble drive down the lane, lost the handle. And they're going to say he lost the handle because Horton got his left hand in there and poked it away, so it will stay McDowell basketball, retaining possession. And again, they'll inbound under the basket. 4:03 remaining in the first quarter, tied at 2. Glad to have you with us tonight on your sports leader, WPSC. And for the folks that are watching on the NFHS feed on the video stream provided by the Mill Creek Township School District. Bach, left elbow. Dishes to the left corner, 3 in the air, up and good by Jaden Harper, who caught and fired, fading away between the corner and the sideline on the near side, and Jaden Harper puts the Trojans up 5-2. Harper with some good defense just over the timeline. And now a drive and a travel by Colvin of Cathedral Prep will turn it right back over to the Trojans, who have a 3-point lead with 3:37 remaining in the opening quarter. Jaden Harper, a little bit of pressure applied by Colvin on the inbounds pass, but successfully completed over to Mason Beck. Beck dribbles behind the back over the block end McDowell logo at center court. Over to Harper. Quick toss to Jackson Howard at the right point. Over to Bach on the far wing. Jonah Bach. Howard wanted to set him a screen. Couldn't do it. Gets it to Paris. Left wing 3. Stepping back. He got it. Max Paris stroking the tray from the near side wing. He did that 7 times last year as part of his 62 made field goals, and back-to-back triples have all of a sudden given McDowell a 6-point lead. Good job by the McDowell JVs and the cheerleaders making noise on that far side. And Jackson Howard, after a steal with a terrific transition play, up and under move, and dropped it off the window and in, +1, as he'll have an opportunity to head to the line to get that +1. As Liam Gala picks up his first, team's third for the Ramblers. And McDowell will send their first substitution into the game. Zach Kavanaugh, 5'9", senior guard. At over a point per game last year, 1.4 to be exact. As we get our first free throw attempt of the game. And Jackson Howard, line left, missed the free throw. stuck at 2 points, 10-2. McDowell with the lead. Horton drives, little floater in the lane is good off the front rim and in. Nice move driving from the left side into the mid-paint for Khalil Horton. That makes it a 10-4 game. McDowell up 2:42 remaining in the first quarter. 3 attempt, right corner, off the mark by Harper. Fighting to get the rebound was Hauer. Hauer feeds a cutting Jonah Bach. Missed the shot. Another rebound grab by Harper. Out to Hauer for a 3 on the near wing. Missed it, but right there for the stick back is Max Paris, who's got 5 in the game. That's where Max Paris likes to score a lot of his points. It's hard, down low. It's big rebounds. Gala trying to set up in the high post. He's at the right elbow. He'll get the pass from the point guard, Spencer. Goes back over to Spencer. Spencer now between the circles, guarded tightly by Harper. Pass over to the near side, finds Colvin. Colvin into the right corner for Millsap. Will Innes on the bench for the Ramblers with 2 early fouls. Millsap, bounce pass, finds Spencer. Spencer drives and got tripped up as he was trying to go down the left of the key. And we'll get the first McDowell foul of the game called at the 1:52 mark of this first quarter. As Brian Fuller, the principal here at McDowell, will come out and attend to the floor. Zach Kavanaugh commits the foul, his first. Team first. Ramblers will inbound on the far side. It's Spencer, right baseline side. Lobs it into Horton. Great bounce pass into Horton, Missed the short runner, but a good job down low. Tavion Spencer fighting his way amongst the bigs and is able to drop in the follow-up attempt from 4 feet. Spencer's first 2 of the game, 12-6 Trojans. Tough shot fading away from the left of the key by Harper. Rebound then kicked out to Kavanaugh, who missed the 3. Fight for the rebound underneath between Harper and Horton. And we're going to get a jump ball called with the arrow in favor of the Ramblers. On the alternate possession arrow, Mason Beck comes in for the Trojans. It's Cathedral Prep basketball. Left to right they go, down 12-6 with 1:28 remaining in this opening quarter. Spencer over the timeline between the circles. Quick outlet over to Colvin. Back over to Spencer. Takes a peek at the bench to Coach Pietrovich, who's got the sport coat on. The dress shirt underneath it, sans tie. Another errant pass to the far wing. Almost stolen away by Harper, who couldn't tightrope the right sideline. Lost his balance out of bounds. Ramblers will inbound in front of the end of what would usually be a full McDowell bench, but because of the social distancing measures, McDowell players, varsity and the JV players all spread out in the bleachers. At the left elbow, it's Gala. Gala ball extended out over the top of his head. Gala drop step into the paint. Gala with a tough leaner inside the free throw line from about 13 feet is off the mark, no good. And the ball goes out of bounds to the Trojans and will go the full length of the floor. In the second game of this abbreviated Marcia Marsh Round Ball Classic, Cathedral Prep JVs winning the first game 40-36. Kavanaugh, left-handed pass over to Paris. Paris, step back 3 from long range. About a 23-footer there, extended out past the left wing. No good, long rebound. Outlet feed from Colvin out to Horton, who's fouled hard as he tried to get the shot away. But that was a nice-looking pass by Reese Colvin. He'll throw about a 65-footer from left to right. Max Paris picks up the foul for McDowell, his first, team first, with 40 seconds remaining in this opening quarter, and that'll send Khalil Horton to the line. And I mentioned in 2019-2020 shot 64% from the free throw line. Line right, first free throw up and good to give Horton 3 points in the game, and to cut the McDowell lead to 12-7. Jackson Hauer and Jonah Bach back into the game. Nick Grimm was in the game for a short period of time, the 6'6 junior forward/center. Horton, line right, right-handed foul shooter. Second free throw attempt is up and nothing but net. 4 points for Horton, 2 for 2 from the line, 12-8. McDowell leads with 38 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Beck crosses over. Beck over the timeline. Beck in the right forecourt, being guarded tightly. Now an angle pass to the far side to Harper. Harper with a tough shot as he went down and then back up, leaning into it on the right baseline. It was no good. Quick outlet to Spencer. Spencer finds the trailer. Gala, 3 from the top of the key, off the front rim, and glass no good. Follow-up attempt was off the mark. Horton tried another follow-up attempt, and then we have a loose ball foul in front of the timeline as McDowell was coming out with the rebound. The shot was missed by Ethan King Vincent, a 6'2 senior forward for Cathedral Prep underneath after the initial Gala miss on the three from the top of the key. Fouls on Jackson Hauer, his first team, should be their third. Hauer's going to try to drive, and he's going to get called for the player control foul. That'll be Hauer's second. And the third team foul, although according to my calculations, I got 4 for McDowell. We'll see if they fix that. Gala is going to bowling ball, roll the ball in. Now 2 seconds remaining in the quarter. Ball gets poked away, and Kavanaugh from three-quarter court after Spencer's pocket got picked, missed a long distance shot with a left hand from about 70 feet, and that'll do it here in quarter number 1. Through 1, McDowell 12, Cathedral Prep 8, and you're listening to it on your sports leader, WPSE. McDowell leading Cathedral Prep through 1 quarter of play. Ray Reisdorf here at the Paul Gall Memorial Gymnasium on this Friday night, and will be the only basketball game played in the 2020 side of the 2020-2021 season. Brian Hansen producing our broadcast back in our WPSE studios. McDowell Trojans basketball on WPSE is sponsored by Marsha Marsh Real Estate Services and the McDowell Basketball Booster Club. This is game 2 of the Marshall Marsh Round Ball Classic tonight. Originally set to have Norwin and Grand River Academy in it, along with Cathedral Prep and McDowell. And these two teams are going to play each other twice, once today, once tomorrow afternoon, but of course we know that ended up being Ixnay. Trojans start with the basketball, start quarter number 2. Bach finds Kavanaugh to Paris on the near wing, guarded by Liam Gala. Leading scorers in that first quarter, Paris and Harper with 5 apiece, as a long shot from Hauer was missed from the top of the key. And an outlet feed ahead, and that's a nice hard take to the basket by King Vincent off a great pass from Spencer. There's a collision underneath the hoop. Officials let it go, and the Ramblers have cut the McDowell lead to 2, 12-10. Paris near wing. Between the circles, Kavanaugh. Dribbles with the left hand, drives down the lane, tried to switch to the right, but Harper was the presence down low, and then Harper threw it away after he got the rebound. Bach is open, takes a 14-footer on the left baseline, no good. Rebound Beck, back to Bach. 3 from the left wing, no good. Rebound Gala. Down the floor come the Ramblers. Spencer to Gala. High lob, top of the key. Bach deflected it as it was intended for Horton. If that ball finds Horton, it's an easy layup trying to go high-low, but a nice play by Jonah Bach to knock it out of bounds. Ramblers will inbound on the right baseline. Tavion Spencer. Left of his own basket. Is going to toss it in to Colvin. Colvin almost lost it out of bounds and was able to put some heat on it to find Gala, and then Gala drops it off. Spencer will dribble it out in front of the timeline, slowing the tempo down a little bit. Here's Colvin. Colvin open for a 3 after he got a screen, missed the shot, and the rebound caromed over to Spencer, who lays it up and in from the left side, and the Ramblers have tied the game at 12. As Tavion Spencer gets the carom and gets the easy bucket. There's a backdoor feed to Kavanaugh. Paris with a nice diagonal pass, and Kavanaugh hits the 6-footer from the right baseline, and Zach Kavanaugh is into the scorebook with 2. And the Trojans retake the lead. Had a 10-2 lead, biggest lead of the game early on at 8 points in the halfway through the first quarter, but the Ramblers have come back And they trail by 2. Spencer trying to change that as he dribble drives down the lane, missed the shot, got his own rebound, kicks it out right wing 3, wide to the left from King Vincent, and it goes out of bounds. McDowell will send Jaden Harper back in for Zach Kavanaugh, who gets a little pat on the backside from Coach O'Connor. And the Ramblers will counter with Will Innes, who picked up 2 early fouls and had to come out of the game in the early portion of the first quarter. We're at 5:49 and running left to go in quarter number 2. McDowell with a 14-12 lead. Beck, Hauer back to the basket in the high post, then turns, drives right to the key, and we're going to get a blocking foul underneath on the Ramblers. Hauer was trying to power his way towards the basket. And Will Innes picks up his 3rd. He's been in the game for about 5 seconds. Jackson Howard inbound, I should say. Tosses it in to Beck, who had to go high up in the air, battling against Colvin in the right forecourt. Beck swings it over to Paris. Hard pass to the top of the arc to Howard. Back over to Harper. Shot fakes a 3 with that head and shoulder fake. Now needs to get rid of it. Gets it over to Howard at the right point. 5:20 remaining in the second quarter. Trojans up 2, looking for more offensive foul. And that's on Mason Beck. His first personal. They still have the Trojans with the 4 team fouls, so we'll go with that. And there was a plethora of bodies down there. I believe that was Spencer that took the charge for the Ramblers. Did a nice job there. Horton hands it off wide open to Spencer for a 3, but he missed it off the glass wide to the left. Rebound pulled down by Max Paris. Outlets ahead to Jonah Bach. Jonah Bach is between the bench and the right wing, and then swings it back over to Beck. Mason Beck, left-handed bounce pass over to Hauer. Back over to Beck. Beck in the near forecourt near the Trojan head logo. Swings it over to Paris on the right wing. Into the right corner. Beck for 3. Missed it off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound sprung out to Galla. Galla working one-on-one against Harper. And then he's going to fire a bounce pass over to Colvin. Colvin now will swing it to Spencer into the right corner now for Millsap. Millsap back to Spencer. And now a little high-low action and a great pass from the left wing from Horton to Galla for 2 off the glass and in. And we're tied at 14 at 4:19 remaining in the second quarter. Howard with the shake and bake move, drives on the baseline, finger roll off the back of the cylinder, no good, but he heads to the line to shoot 2, and it's going to be, see who the culprit is for Cathedral Prep. That'll be the second on Reese Colvin. So I see what I did there. I messed up I gave a foul to Jackson Howard instead of Reese Colvin there on that loose ball foul towards the end of the first half as Jackson Howard hits the first free throw. He's got 3 in the game. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Oh. And now they make a change at the scoring table, and it's Malachi Millsap picking up the foul. So Colvin still has the 1 foul. 16 fouls for the Ramblers. Second free throw for Howard is short. So right now Howard is 1 for 3 in the game, and that's all the team free throw shooting for McDowell. Khalil Horton 2 for 2 for the Ramblers. 15-14 McDowell, 4:04 remaining in the second quarter. Here's Spencer with it. Spencer over to Horton, open left wing 3, up and good. Khalil Horton with a 3-pointer to give the Ramblers a 2-point lead as he claps his hands as he heads back in to the defensive front court. Meanwhile, McDowell in attack mode. Harper quickly over to Beck, and then Beck says we're going to slow it up. Calls out the play with the left hand. Paris down to the baseline to Howard. Howard tried to zip a pass and really tried to force it into the paint for a cutting Beck. Down the floor come the Ramblers. 3 near the far corner. Won't go. Rattled off the rim for Colvin. Rebound. Stick back. Turn around with the baby hook. No good by Horton. Howard got the rebound. Trojans are going to take a timeout. It's a full timeout. So we will step away. 3:26 remaining in the second quarter. Cathedral Prep 17, McDowell 15 on your sports leader, WPSE. Brian, we'll add it to halftime if we don't get to use it, okay? Ramblers were down 8 at one point. They have come from behind to take a 2-point lead over McDowell here at the Paul Gall Gymnasium. Ray Reisdorf with you, Brian Hansen producing. 3:26 remaining in the second quarter, 17-15. Cathedral Prep leads. Of course, we have the UPMC Hammond halftime show coming up. UPMC Hammond offering advanced orthopedic care and sports medicine. And also our Donato's Pizza Most Valuable Player of the Game. Remember, order a delicious Donato's Pizza today. I know with their new East Side location, I did that the second day they were open. Right to left. McDowell go the full length of the floor as they have Jaden Harper out with Mason Beck in the backcourt. Jonah Bach, Jackson Hauer, Max Paris in the front court. Pass over the timeline, finds Hauer. Hauer back to the basket at the left point. Swings it over, extending out past the right wing for Beck. Over to Harper. Back over to Beck. Back to Hauer on the left wing. Harper thought about pulling the trigger on a quick shot inside the corner, and then a great job by Colvin to knock the ball away from behind the top of the key. But then the Ramblers got a little sloppy on the fast break, and then Beck fires a long outlet feed ahead to Hauer. Hauer got stripped on his way down. Paris got it on the left baseline, missed the shot, but it was knocked out of bounds. Looked like last touch by Liam Galla as the pace picked up and was a bit frenetic there with the two teams trying to work the fast break. Beck fired a long outlet pass that Hauer had to really go high up the ladder and get inside the right block. Still was almost able to convert, but Paris got the rebound and missed the shot. Off the inbounds, they rotated right wing, and Jonah Bach hits a line drive three, catching and firing all in one motion, and Jonah Bach is in the scorebook, and McDowell takes the lead 18-17. 2:38 remaining in the second quarter. Galla trying to retaliate with a three of his own, and airballed that one short of the front rim and hit the bottom of the net going down, but not the way that you want to see it. Harper to inbound, into Mason Beck. Beck guarded by Colvin, who's had a pretty nice game defensively for the Ramblers. He's been really in the face of the McDowell guards defensively. Hauer over to Beck. They swing it over to Bach, catches, and a fadeaway three is good. He was elevating as he caught that ball and hit it from the right corner, and Jonah Bach got 6 in the game, 21-17. He's hit back-to-back threes. Horton. Right of the lane at the second stripe. Looking to post up Galla. It's poked away from behind. Diving on the floor. It's loose. Galla's going to try to pick it up. But luckily for him, it had rolled out of bounds in front of Carlo Fraschetti. And the Ramblers are going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well. 1:59 remaining in the second quarter. McDowell 21, Cathedral Prep 17 on your sports leader, WPSE. A score we can update you on. Mercy Rivers Prep winning their first boys contest of the year down at the Neshannock tournament with a 74-50 win over Shenango. So with 1:56 remaining in the second quarter, the Ramblers have the ball, trailing McDowell 21-17. Looking for Galla in the high post at the free throw line that went off the left foot of Jonah Bach, so it's a kick ball. And now it will be inbounded on the near baseline. And they will toss it into Liam Galla. Galla with a left-handed pass over to Colvin. Colvin in front of the far timeline. Colvin with a bounce pass to Galla at the top of the arc with 1:29 remaining. Left to right, go Cathedral Prep. The remaining parts of this first half. Millsap with it. They move it quickly over the left wing. Gala for a three. Got it. Leon Gala drilling a three on that far wing to make this a 1-point game. Hauer back to the basket inside the top of the key. It's it over to Beck. Beck to Bach with the left-handed bounce pass. Bach goes around a defender. Fadeaway jumper from 15. No good from the left side. Horton with a rebound. Horton tried to go in transition. Paris just blocked him and knocked the ball away. And then Paris looking for Hauer. Hauer stripped on the weak side by Colvin, who came over to help. It looked like it was Gala in transition defending him. But Paris just stood his ground as Horton was trying to drive down the lane, and the ball got popped loose. 50.9 remaining in the second quarter, 21-20 McDowell. Off the inbounds from the near baseline. They got it all the way to Howard. Howard to Bach, another three. And again, kind of stepping back and fading away, but missed it off the side of the rim. In transition, back pass to Gallo, the trailer. Three up, no good. And Mason Beck was boxing out down low for the rebound with Ethan King Vincent. Lost the handle on the baseline prep ball. That was a nice little touch pass in transition from Colvin, who had it between the key and the wing and threw a little behind the back pass to Gala. Gala takes the lob from the baseline, works it over to the far wing. A three that was off the mark. What a great job by Max Parrish getting the rebound in off the Millsap missed three on the right baseline. He was falling out of bounds and he saved it. Parrish gets a skip pass from Beck. Then he fires a pass over to Harper. Harper right forecourt over to Beck. 14 seconds left to go in the first half. McDowell up one. They weave a little bit in the backcourt. Paris finds Bach. Bach at the top of the key. 5 seconds left to go in the half. To Paris, three from the left wing. Trying to draw contact as he went to the ground. No good. And Gala with a runner outside of half court. I don't think it would have counted. It was pretty close to being on the mark as it hit the right part of the iron and the cylinder just outside the Block M logo from about 55 feet. It's no good, however, and 2 quarters of play are in the books here from the Paul Gall Memorial Gymnasium. It's McDowell 21, Cathedral Prep 20, as we will have the UPMC halftime show coming your way right after this on your sports leader, WPSE. Okay. And we welcome you into the UPMC Hammett halftime show on your sports leader WPSE. UPMC Hammett offering advanced orthopedic care and sports medicine. Ray Reisdorf, Brian Hansen producing tonight from the Paul Gall Memorial Gymnasium. McDowell with a 21-20 lead over Cathedral Prep at the half. Individual scoring wise for the Ramblers, Tavion Spencer with 4. Khalil Horton leads all scorers with 7. He is 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Ethan King Vincent with a deuce, and Liam Galla tied with Khalil Horton. I got a little ahead of myself there, with 7 points for Cathedral Prep, 2 twos and a 3 for Liam Galla, as Cathedral Prep had quarters of 8 and 12 for a game total of 20. McDowell, they were led by Jonah Bach with 6. He had 2 3-pointers in the second quarter. Zach Kavanaugh has a field goal and 2 points in the game. Jackson Hauer has 3 points. He is 1 for 3 from the free throw line in the game, so he has a field goal and a free throw. Max Paris with 5 points, a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer, and Jaden Harper with a 2-pointer and a 3-pointer with his 5 points. Both Harper and Paris had their 5 points come in the first quarter of play. Trojans used 132nd timeout in that first half, so they will have 3 fulls and 130 remaining. Cathedral Prep used 2 32nd timeouts, so they will have 3 full timeouts remaining in the second quarter. 21-20, McDowell leading at the half. And well, just because this will be our last high school sports broadcast of 2020 with the pause coming up, it doesn't mean we're done bringing you live sports here on WPSE, your sports leader. Starting tomorrow, and remember, for Penn State Nittany Lions fans, this game was moved up. It was originally supposed to be a 3:30 game, but it is now a noon kickoff between Michigan State and Penn State. And you can listen to that game both on 1450 AM, 107.1 FM, or go to our webpage at wpse.bd.psu.edu, and you can listen to the live audio stream too. 10:30 network pregame for Penn State and Michigan State with a noon kickoff tomorrow. Then on Monday night, we will have the Ravens and the Browns on Monday Night Football. Cleveland Browns Radio Network pregame starts at 4:30 with an 8:15 kickoff for that one. Then next Saturday, we'll bring you Notre Dame in the ACC Championship game, as Notre Dame will take on Clemson. 3 o'clock pregame, 4 o'clock kickoff on that one. Then following that, we'll have some Saturday night NFL football. Green Bay and Carolina, and we'll get you that one after the conclusion of Notre Dame and Clemson. So again, just because we won't have any high school sports don't mean we won't have any live sports for you here on your sports leader, WPSC. With that, we'll take another timeout. We'll come back and get you ready for the third quarter as you're listening to the UPMC Hammett Halftime Show on your sports leader, WPSC. Okay. Back with you. A couple of minutes remaining on the UPMC Hammett halftime show. UPMC Hammett offering advanced orthopedic care and sports medicine. I'm Ray Reiser, back with you. I just said, Ryan Hansen producing tonight. We're just dang glad to be bringing you some high school basketball tonight. Again, it's sort of a shame that even with the mitigation efforts that have taken place, that we can't get a few more of these in before the calendar flips over to 2021, which I think most of us are anticipating with lots of enthusiasm just to get this year done and out of the way. It just kind of observing, and I just saw Tom Reisenweber tweeting about this. So for basketball, it's really, really tough, and I don't think it's through any fault of these kids to try to keep these masks on when they're playing. They kind of naturally just slide down the face. I know personally I like these gator ones. That's what I wear when I'm calling these games, but I digress. 21-20, McDowell leads Cathedral Prep as we wrap up the UPMC Hammett halftime show. Gave you all the individual scoring numbers and the foul shooting numbers. I'll let you know foul-wise for Cathedral Prep, Will Innes had 3, Malachi Millsap with 1, Reese Colvin with 1, and Liam Gallo with 1. So 16 fouls on Cathedral Prep in the first half. McDowell had 4, 1 apiece for Mason Beck, Zach Kavanaugh, Jackson Hauer, and Max Paris. So Will Innes, the only Cathedral Prep player in foul trouble, but it's key because he had to sit a lot of that first half because he picked up 2 quick fouls early. We'll give you the 5 on the floor for both teams here as they get their last-minute instructions. Cathedral Prep head coach Steve Pietrovich, Greg Fomick, Khalil Horton, Joe Jones, Dumb, Romemo, their assistants for McDowell, for Kevin O'Connor, Justin Isbicki, Jason Kime, Paul Samlock, and Cliff Beck. Prep will go with their starting 5. Spencer, Horton, Innes, Colvin, and Galla. Galla will inbound. Trojans with Harper to guard the inbounds, then Beck, Bach, Hauer, and Max Paris on the floor. Ramblers go right to left. And into the front court goes Spencer to start things off here in quarter number 3. Cohen with a step back, long distance 3. Missed it from the deep right wing, but the rebound got knocked out to Galla. Galla goes high-low, high post, mid post, and a turnaround to the right for Khalil Horton is up and good. Khalil Horton has 9. 22-21, the Ramblers retake the lead on the opening possession of the third quarter. There's Beck, just over center circle where the Block M logo is. Hauer wanted a backdoor cutting Beck, but Beck slipped on the floor, fell down, said they go left corner. Paris with 3 that rattles out. Hauer, rebound, reverses, pivots, and then goes over Horton with a shot that hits the left side of the rim, no good. Horton defended that well and was able to knock it over to Innes. Long outlet feed finds Horton, and then Horton with an errant skip pass from the left corner to the right, stolen away by Bach. Bach's going to drive. Then Bach fade away near the left baseline. No good. That was from about 13 feet. Gallo with the rebound. Gallo runs the floor right side. Diagonal pass near side. Spencer's going to drive. Spencer attacking the rim. Then found Gallo, who goes from the baseline to the right elbow. Then drops it off. Bounce pass. Horton 3 left wing. No. Rebound. Pinballs around. Ends up in the hands of Gallo, who hits the turnaround off the glass and in. As Liam Galla's got 9, hitting that turnaround from the left side down low. And we had an official stoppage of play for a second. One of the players dealing with, I think, tightening up the shoelaces, and now Beck has it left to right for the Trojans. Finds Hauer at the left elbow, back to the basket. Hauer feeds Jonah Bach. Bach guarded defensively by Spencer. Bach back over to Hauer, 24-21 Ramblers, 6:16 remaining in the third quarter. Pass finds Harper, 3 from the right corner, off the mark but fouled. And if that's Innes, that's going to be his 4th, and it is indeed on Will Innes, who picks up his 4th. And that is going to send Jaden Harper to the line for the first time. He was at 67% last year in limited time. Trojans 1 for 3 in the game, with, of course, all those coming off the right hand of Jackson Hauer. Line right. First free throw up by Jaden Harper is up and good. Harper has 6. 24-22, McDowell trails. Harper will try to make it a 1-point game. Line right. Rattles it in, and now he'll try to tie it up. Getting fouled on that 3-point attempt. Harper gives the basketball a spin, puts it up, and it rattles off the rim as he went 2 for 3 on that trip down the floor. 24-23, Cathedral Prep. Harper got his hands on a pass, but it ended up getting recouped by Spencer. Ennis with a jab step. Now drives left to the lane, throws up a floater and hits it with the right hand. And Will Ennis has to fix his uniform, possibly a mask issue too. Maybe his, oh no, it's a necklace. He had a necklace on, and LJ Forsina said take the necklace off. Will Ennis with his first 2 of the game, and that was not easy. That was a hook shot inside the free throw line from 13 feet after he got some contact and was driving. 26-23, Cathedral Prep off to a good start here in the third quarter with 5:40 left. And then Howard was trying to dump it off to Bach inside the right block. He gets called for the player control foul. A charge on Howard, his second, team first at the 5:39 mark of the third quarter. Next alternate possession arrow will be in favor of the Trojans. Spencer goes around Horton, trying to get a little screen from Horton. Gets a return pass. Spencer drops it off to Gallo between the wing and the corner on the right side, and he hits a 3. Took a dribble, step back, and drains a 3 for Liam Gallo, who's got 12. 29-23. Max Paris to Harper. Back to Paris. Paris dribbles with the left hand, left elbow. Shot fake by Hauer. Hauer attacks the paint, puts it up, gets it to swirl around the rim and drop in from 10 feet, and he's heading to the free throw line. I thought for a second, but now, yes, they're going to keep, they're just right now addressing some sweat on the floor as the Ramblers do some substituting, and they talk things over quickly between the circles. Hauer's got 5 in the game, and he'll head to the line to try to pull McDowell within 3. Line right, Hauer's free throw. Got it. Jackson Hauer with 6 in the game. 29-26 and a big 3-point play. The foul was on Galla, his second, team second. Left forecourt over the timeline. Spencer has it stolen away by Harper. Harper goes back over to Hauer. Bach. Quick pass over the timeline to Paris. Paris drives left-hander off glass. No. Rebound pulled down by Horton. Horton's outlet was partially deflected. Finds Spencer. Spencer then finds a cutting Colvin. And Colvin tried to throw up a shot and gets called for an offensive foul.
Foul number 14, Reese Colvin.
So Reese Colvin's second, third team foul on Cathedral Prep. Trojans have it back down to 1 possession game, trailing Cathedral Prep 29-26. Mason Beck to Bach at the top of the arc. Over to Harper. Harper looking for Paris. Howard says, I'll take that instead. A couple of shot fakes, and then passes it to the right corner to Beck. Beck dribbles out of the corner, right to the key. Shot rattles off the rim, no good. Going high up for the rebound was Liam Galla. Galla looking down the floor, dribbles behind the back to get away from Paris. Galla at the left elbow. Galla slipping, is able to get rid of the ball to Spencer. Spencer into the right corner, 3 on its way in, good by Malachi Millsap. First points of the game for Malachi Millsap. Ramblers with a 32-26 lead. Beck to Hauer, back to the basket, just inside the top of the arc. Shot fakes. Hauer looking to dish, goes back over to Beck. Beck at the right point. Chest pass over to Harper in the near corner. Harper spins, dribbles out to the top of the key, finds Paris. Paris almost stripped by a double team. Is turnaround, what you would call it. I guess a shot attempt was partially blocked. I don't know, either that or he was trying to pass it to a backdoor cutter. But fortunately for Max Paris, the ball gets knocked out of bounds and McDowell will retain possession. Into Beck. Beck over to Bach at the top of the key. Jonah Bach dribbling. Jonah Bach felt some contact and threw up a 14-footer, missed the shot, drew the foul. Bach has really shown the ability to elevate tonight as a way not only to separate, to create shots and try to draw some contact, as the foul is called on Malachi Millsap, his second, team fourth. And Jonah Bach heads to the free throw line. 6 points in the game. First free throw is up and in. Mentioned in the pregame, Bach, terrific from the line last year at 88%. 32-27 Cathedral Prep after Bach's first foul shot. Ethan King Vincent will come into the game for Cathedral Prep. Second free throw is on its way and good for Bach, who's got 8 now to lead the Trojans scoring-wise in the game. 32-28 Ramblers, 3:18 remaining in the third quarter. They move it around to the left wing. King Vincent double team, passes out to Spencer. Spencer to Millsap. To Gala, diagonal pass. King Vincent, 3 from the left wing, no good. Rebound underneath, grabbed by Horton, and Horton is fouled as he tried to go back up with a basketball. Nick Grimm is in the game for McDowell, as he was down there trying to fight for that rebound with Jaden Harper. Harper picks up the foul, his first, team second. And that's going to sink Khalil Horton, who is 2 for 2 from the line tonight, line left. And the first free throw is up and good for Khalil Horton. Trying to go back up with it on the rebound, getting fouled underneath. He's got 10. Second free throw, knocked that one down, line left. He's got 11. 34-28. Cathedral Prep with a lead, 2:58 remaining in the third quarter. Cathedral Prep with a 14-7 advantage in this quarter. Harper with a nice fake from the left wing, and that got him the angle to drive down the lane and put it off the glass and in with the right hand. Jaden Harper has 9. 34-30. 4-point advantage for the Ramblers. Horton shot fakes a 3, drives, kicks it out to Schaefer, and Schaefer went around Bach and was able to bank it in. Or excuse me, that's Malachi Millsap, excuse me. Here's Grimm. Grimm, the right point, over to Harper. Horton was trying to get the steal in the handoff, loose ball. They find Kavanaugh, 3 from the right corner, no good. Rebound to Harper. Harper lost it. Grimm fell on the floor to try to get it. And then Spencer with the quick hands, outlets to King Vincent. Vincent has a shot blocked by Jonah Bach, trailing the play. And then we get a little pushing and shoving from Grimm and Horton, so that will quickly be broken up. And the end result of this is going to be a double foul. So Nick Grimm's going to get 1. Double technical. Grimm and Horton. McDowell will go the full length of the floor with 1:57 remaining in the third quarter. Paris in for Grimm, and Hauer comes into the ball game. And somebody's got to come out from McDowell. I was just going to say who was coming out with Hauer coming in, and McDowell had 6 players on the court for a moment. Mason Beck is the one who checks out for McDowell. Bounce pass into Kavanaugh. Ramblers with a 36-30 lead, almost a steal in the backcourt by King Vincent. Quick feed, though, finds Jackson Hauer, and as soon as Hauer gets it into the front court, McDowell takes a 30-second timeout. Again, this has been a very big third quarter for Cathedral Prep. A 16-9 advantage in this quarter. Khalil Horton with 11 points in the game, Liam Gallo with 12. To pace Cathedral Prep. Malachi Millsap's been big. He's got a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer with 5 off of the bench. McDowell has 9 from Jaden Harper, 6 from Jackson Hauer, 8 from Jonah Bach. .148 remaining in this third quarter. 36-30, Cathedral Prep in the lead. Trojans come out with Kavanaugh, Bach, Hauer, Harper, and Paris. Cathedral Prep with Spencer, Millsap, Horton, Gala, and King Vincent. With that hyphenated last name. Quick little give and go between Kavanaugh and Harper. A three by Bach is off the mark from the deep right wing. Gala grabs the rebound. Outlets ahead to Spencer. Spencer's going to try to go down the lane, then passes it off to Millsap, left wing three. Missed that one off the right side of the rim, and a high rebound grabbed by Harper. That one was missed from about 22 feet. Outlet feed to Kavanaugh. Long two inside the line from 18 feet is off the mark from the far wing side. Cathedral Prep slows it up now with Tavion Spencer in the forecourt. To Horton, back to the basket free throw line. Back to Spencer. Spencer around the Gala screen. Spencer, jump stop, drives. Missed the runner with the left hand, drew the foul. That will be Harper's second. Team foul number 4 on McDowell. That will send Tavion Spencer to the free throw line. Spencer in 2019-2020 was 3 of 7 at 43%. Misses that one. Mason Beck's going to check in for Jaden Harper. That's first foul line miss in the game. Horton had the previous 4. He was 4 for 4. 4 for 5 now as a team for Cathedral Prep as Spencer line left second free throw and missed it long. Spencer goes 0 for 2 from the line. Still a 6-point Ramblers lead with 1 minute left to go in the third quarter. Beck with it in front of a timeline. Back to Hauer, left elbow. Hauer's going to drive on the turnaround and was denied by Khalil Horton, who swatted it off the window. And then driving in transition, Spencer misses the shot but draws the foul. It was a great move by Hauer. He spun and then tried to beat Horton to the glass, and Horton stood his ground and swatted it off the glass. That started the fast break for Cathedral Prep. Spencer again to the line as Kavanaugh picks up his second foul, 15 fouls, so both teams with 5 team fouls. Spencer line left, gets the roll. Front rim, off the iron a bit and in. So Tavion Spencer with 5 in the game. 37-30. Cathedral Prep's second free throw. 2 left as we see it here. Paul Gall-Gymnasium knocks that one down. He's got 6 in the game. Spencer out, Colvin in. Paris will inbound it into back, 38-30. McDowell would like to get a bucket here. Down 8 with 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Paris, near wing, over to Bach. Bach between the circles, Paris for a deep 3. Missing up the front rim. Rebound comes to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh with a little scoop shot up that rattles in for Zach Kavanaugh. 38-32. Ramblers 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Horton with it. A little bit of a slight shot fake from the top of the key, but Ramblers now reset the offense down to 4 seconds. 3 seconds now. Colvin looking to drive. Wild shot was off the mark as between the second and third stripe of the right of the lane, he went on the drive, but we are going to get a foul called on Kavanaugh on a block. And that's Kavanaugh's third. And that is going to send Elite Colvin to the line. And now they make the announcement that Reese Colvin's going to shoot 2. And Coach O'Connor saying line up anyways. Although they put 1.2 back on the clock now too. That was what part of the discussion was at the scorer's table. As the clock continued to run, the whistle had blown beforehand.
Reese Colvin going to the line for the Ramblers, shooting 2.
So Reese Colvin, line left, shooting 2. First one up and in for Reese Colvin, his first points of the game. Colvin did not attempt any foul shots at the varsity level last year, averaged 1.2 per game in limited action. Second free throw, rattled and dropped. Trojans looking to inbound. They try for the home run pass. They find Kavanaugh. Catches deep right wing 3. Was partially blocked. That's a heck of a defensive play by King Vincent, who hustled down the court to contest that shot after McDowell connected on the home run pass. And that is how the third quarter comes to an end through 3. Cathedral Prep with a monster third. They lead McDowell 40-32 on your sports leader, WPSE. Okay. McDowell Trojans basketball and your sports leader WPSE, sponsored by Marsha Marsh Real Estate Services and the McDowell Basketball Booster Club. 40-32, Cathedral Prep leading McDowell here at the Paul Gall Memorial Gymnasium. Ray Reisdorf bringing you the action tonight with Brian Hansen back in our WPSE studios. A 20-point third quarter for Cathedral Prep, outscoring McDowell 20-11 in that third quarter, as they are led right now by Liam Gallo with 12 and Khalil Horton with 11. McDowell, 9 from Jaden Harper, 6 from Jackson Hauer, and 8 from Jonah Bach. Harper, Beck, Bach, Paris, and Hauer on the floor for McDowell. Colvin, Millsap, Horton, and Gala on the floor for Cathedral Prep. Hauer looking back door, and the pass was partially deflected, stolen by Spencer. Spencer with an outlet feed ahead, and from the right block, a shot off the glass and in for Reese Colvin, who's got 4 in the game. Colvin hit the 2 foul shots to end the third quarter, and the Ramblers with the biggest lead of the game for either team at 10 points. McDowell led by 8 in the first quarter at 10-2. Mason Beck over to Max Paris on the far wing. Between the circle to Jackson Hauer. Hauer left of the lane. Finds Beck. Left corner 3. Missed the shot, but drew the foul. And it'll be the second time in the game that McDowell has been fouled at the 3-point line. Last time it was Jaden Harper. Harper went 2 for 3 on that trip from the line. 6 of 9 from the line in this game for McDowell, as Reese Colvin picks up his third, team 6. So both teams will be in the bonus from here on out, as they both have 16 fouls. And the next one will send them into that bonus as Mason Beck with his first point of the night, as he hits first free throw. Second free throw to our right. Up and good. Did a little rattle job and then kind of kissed the iron a bit and fell in. Beck's got 2. 42-34 Cathedral Prep. Third free throw by Beck is perfect. 3 points for Mason Beck in the game. 42-35. McDowell's cut the lead down to 7. Gallo with a right foot in front of the right wing. Went down low to Horton, who was triple teamed and fouled. And the question is, was it in the act of shooting? Beck's second, team 7th. And I was looking for LJ Frasina's signal, and it is shooting 2 for Khalil Horton. Horton's first free throw, front rim, little body English, and it ends up falling after a couple of bounces. Horton's got 12 in the game, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Second Horton free throw is good. 13 for Khalil Horton. 44-35. Cathedral Prep with the advantage at 7:05 remaining in this fourth quarter. Here's Beck with it. Top of the key. Beck hands it off to Jonah Bach. Bach lost the handle for a second. Spencer dives for the loose ball. Horton gets a hold of it. Then he slips on the floor, drops it off, and a leaning left-handed layup by Spencer trailing the play is no good. Howard was able to stand his ground a bit defensively on the other end, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Spencer. McDowell basketball. Beck left to right. Dribbles between the legs. Brings it over the center part of the timeline. Goes over to Paris. Trojan head logo extended out past the far wing. Bach between the circles. Over to Hauer. Hauer with a right-handed dribble. Free throw line. Drives. Hauer with a circus shot that was no good. Behind his head off the glass. But he is fouled as he went hard to the floor. Malachi Millsap picks up his third, team's seventh. And Hauer to the line. And Howard will be shooting two. First one up. Another rattle job that goes in, this time rattling back and forth on the rim and hitting the glass and dropping in. So Jackson Howard has 7 in the game. And the second free throw is up and in for Jackson Howard. Jackson Howard with 8. 44-37, and a entry pass stolen away. Howard on the jailbreak, missed the layup, and got fouled. Give Tavion Spencer credit. He did not give up on the play, and he really hustled back in transition defense. It'll be the first foul on Tavion Spencer. Jackson Howard back to the free throw line for McDowell.
Jackson Howard on a strike, shooting 2.
Howard line, right front rim, and no good on that free throw. Howard's third miss of the game's got 8 points. (44-37) Cathedral Prep. Howard misses the second as well. 6:18 remaining in the fourth quarter. Gallo pulled down the rebound. Gallo gets a pass, and he was trying to pass to a spot on the bounce feed over to the right block. The problem is Spencer wasn't there, and he threw it right to Jaden Harper. Harper, right elbow for Jackson Howard. Howard over to Paris. Paris trying to penetrate. Body collision, ball goes out of bounds, and the ball will go to Cathedral Prep as the officials letting them play, and Paris colliding underneath and slow to get up is Malachi Millsap. And immediately Will Innes jumps off the bench and comes into the game for Malachi Millsap, and Horton getting some quick instructions from Coach Piotrovich. There's Tavion Spencer. Spencer hands it off to Galla. Galla, top of the key, left point now. Left-handed pass over to Innes. Innes, entry feed. And Horton has his shot blocked by Howard, but he knocked it right over to the right corner. Spencer missed a wide open three. Innes gets it on the baseline. Innes with a behind the back pass to Gallo, who strokes a three on the near wing. That's a big shot right there by Liam Galla. 10-point Cathedral Prep lead with 5:18 remaining to go in the fourth quarter. Here's Howard with it, trying to go high-low for Bach. Then finds Bach in the left corner over to Paris. Open left wing three in the air. Good! As it dropped in for Max Paris, who's got 8 in the game. Timeout, McDowell will step away. 5:09 remaining in the fourth quarter. Cathedral Prep 47, McDowell 40 on your sports leader, WPSE. Max Paris trying to keep hope alive for McDowell with that big three-pointer, cutting the Rambler lead to 7. Ray Reisdorf back at the Paul Gall Memorial Gymnasium. We'll thank again our producer Brian Hansen for spinning the dials tonight in our WPSE studios on the campus of Penn State Barron. 5:09 remaining in the fourth quarter, 47-40 Cathedral Prep. In our post-game show, we'll be naming our Donato's Pizza Most Valuable Player of the Game. Remember, order a delicious Donato's Pizza today. That'll come your way in the UPMC Hammett post-game show. Spencer, Innes, Horton, Gala, and Colvin on the floor for Cathedral Prep offensively. Harper, Paris, Hauer, Beck, and Bach for McDowell on the floor. Colvin, top of the key. His pass deflected by Harper into the Cathedral Prep bench on the far side. Will be Spencer to inbound, right sideline, 4:41 remaining in this fourth quarter. His team up 7. Looking to take the air out of the ball a little bit are the Ramblers here with that 7-point lead. And these teams have been splitting the season series in recent years. Missed jumper from the free throw line by Khalil Horton, and a rebound as Parrish shovels it over to Beck. Beck in the right front court, hands it off to Harper. Harper spins. Harper, right elbow leaner is no good. Rebound Hauer. Hauer put back in a tough one over Khalil Horton, and he hit it from 7 feet and slid to the floor. Jackson Hauer's got 10 in the game for McDowell. And then a steal as Harper jumped in front of a pass in the front court. Coach O'Connor was trying to get a timeout. Harper was trying to pass to a teammate and threw it out of bounds. Harper with a nice hustle play. Coach O'Connor was trying to get that timeout called as McDowell now with 2 timeouts remaining with 2 fulls. Gala for 3 between the wing and the corner on the right side, off the mark as the ball hit and just caromed diagonally to Jackson Hauer. 47-42, Cathedral Prep with the lead, but McDowell has cut a 10-point lead down to 5. Beck on the top of the arc over to Bach. Bach to Paris, catches, fires in between the circles, 3, short off the front rim, and a good box out by Tavion Spencer of Cathedral Prep as he gets the rebound, quickly down the floor, drops it off Gala, left wing 3 in transition, is up and good. Liam Gala was pumping out his chest in celebratory fashion after he hit that 3 from the left wing to give the Ramblers back an 8-point lead. Mason Beck over to Harper. Harper over to Paris. Paris, free throw line. Inside the free throw line, his jumper was blocked by Horton. Gala outlets ahead to Spencer. Spencer, layup, no, contested and fouled hard underneath to our left. Jonah Bach's first 8th team foul, and to the line goes Tavion Spencer, shooting 2 here. Spencer in the game is 2 for 4 from the free throw line. Takes a deep breath and knocks down the first. Liam Gallo with a big-time 3. He's got 18 in the game to lead all scorers. That last one in transition was a big one. His teams get some substitutions out on the floor. Catch up on that here in a moment. Spencer's second free throw is no good. Underneath to Paris. McDowell has Paris, Beck, Bach, Kavanaugh is the new sub into the game. And Hauer as Kavanaugh came in for Harper. Kavanaugh on the far wing. 51-42. Ramblers up 9. Time running out for the Trojans here. 2:34 remaining in the fourth quarter. Kavanaugh fakes the shot. Drives into the lane and tried to get a pass or maybe a shot away. Looked like Horton was the one who denied it. Horton then gets a pass and hits a jumper from Gala. Gala was in the mid lane. Bounce pass over to Horton. And Horton hits the 12-footer on the right side. Horton's got 15 points in the game. 53-42 Cathedral Prep. Hauer finds Bach. Bach fadeaway left to the key, no good. Stick back attempt by Paris is off the mark underneath, but Paris will head to the line. Reese Colvin's 4th personal foul, 9th Cathedral Prep team foul, and Max Paris to the line for the first time.
Max Paris to the line for McDowell. He shoots 2.
Paris at 78% in his junior season, hits the first. Now in his senior year, of course, mentioned in his 19-20 stats. Jaden Harper back into the game as he checks in for Jackson Hauer. Line right, second free throw by Paris is off the mark. McDowell had an opportunity as Paris working hard to follow his shot, and then a fight for the loose ball underneath. And a whistle and a rebounding foul called on McDowell.
Trojan foul number 24, Jaden Harper. That's his 3rd.
Jaden Harper's 3rd.
9th team foul.
Both teams now will be in the double bonus on the next fouls. They both have 9. And Liam Galla will shoot a 1-and-1 here. 18 points, first trip to the line for Liam Galla. And the front end of the 1-and-1 is right down Broadway. 19 for Galla in the game. As the Ramblers have scored 34 points in the second half, compared to 22 for the Trojans. Galla's second free throw up and good. He's got 20. 55-43. Prep pulling away with 1:56 remaining in the fourth quarter. Beck to Paris. Paris at the top of the key. Paris over to Beck. Beck passes to the right corner. Bach for a triple. Off the front rim, no good. Rebound, Galla. Got bumped a bit by Paris. He's able to pick his dribble back up and hands it off to Spencer. Spencer over the near side timeline. Crosses over. Spencer double teamed and fouled right in front of the timeline stripe. Cathedral Prep will use a full timeout. Their 3rd charge timeout. And we'll take a break with 1 minute and 37 seconds remaining in the game. Cathedral Prep 55, McDowell 43 on your sports leader WPSE. .137 remaining in the game. Cathedral Prep 55, McDowell 43. Here on WPSC. Wherever you're listening to us tonight, we thank you. 1450 AM, 107.1 FM on our website. Listening to the live audio stream or listening to the simulcast on the NFHS feed provided by McDowell Athletics and Mill Creek Township. Trying to force a turnover, and the Trojans do on the far side as they attacked with a double team on Reese Colvin, and Colvin lost his footing and stepped on the right sideline. So McDowell, you know they're going to be coming with that full court pressure, but they also need to take advantage and score some buckets if they have any hope here. Ramblers with an impressive second half in this one. Hauer out to the left wing. Harper for a 3. It's good. Jaden Harper nails the 3 to make it 55-46. McDowell will have 1 timeout remaining as they will use a full here, as they had already used their 30s, I believe. They signaled for a 30, but it's a full timeout. But we'll go ahead and keep it here. We're going to let you know our post-game show here on your sports leader, WPSE, is sponsored by UPMC Hammond, offering advanced orthopedic care and sports medicine. We'll be giving out our Donato's Pizza Most Valuable Player of the Game Award. Remember to order a delicious Donato's Pizza today. And tonight, McDowell Trojans basketball and your sports leader, WPSE, is sponsored by Marsh & Marsh Real Estate Services and the McDowell Basketball Booster Club. Here in this abbreviated version of the Marsh & Marsh Round Ball Tip-Off Classic. Gym was cleared. I'm listening to John Willow, public address announcer. They cleared the gym between the JV and the varsity games. Prep with a long outlet feed to Will Innes, who checked into the game. He tried to take a turnaround between two defenders from 5 feet on the baseline and missed it badly. Harper to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh on the near side finds Bach at the right point. Bach with a step-back three off the crossover dribble. No good. And then both Kavanaugh and Harper were trying to save it inbounds. Correction, that was Keyshawn Husband who was trying to make that play along with Kavanaugh, the 5'11 junior guard who checked in. Imagine he has some fouls to give with his first appearance of the night, and McDowell with that full court pressure being applied. Liam Galla signals for a timeout. Vigil Prep's going to take a full timeout as well, with 1:02 remaining. Mentioned earlier, we updated you. Mercyhurst Prep won the first of two down at the Neshannock tournament with a win over Shenango. And good luck to Mercyhurst Prep in the second game of that tournament with Neshannock and Montauk as part of it as well. And what's interesting, what they're doing there is they were playing both games at 6 o'clock, one in the middle school gym, one in the main gym, and then the teams that lost game one in that tournament down in Neshannock would play in the consolation game in the middle school gym at 7:45, and the winners play in the championship game of the high school gym. Realizing that this was the only opportunity to get those games in. A nice move down by the folks at Neshannock High School down in Newcastle. Gallo will inbound. McDowell with full, little bit of zone pressure now being applied. An outlet feed ahead finds Innes, and Innes is fouled before he can go around Hauer and lay it off the glass and in. 55-46 Cathedral Prep. As that is the 10th team foul. Double bonus time now for the Ramblers as the foul was on Hauer, his third. That'll send Will Innes to the line. And his first free throw is off the mark as it rattles out. Just the second free throw miss for the Ramblers in this game. I'll total those up and give those to you in our UPMC Hammond postgame show. Innes' second free throw is also no good. Quickly down the floor is Hauer, and Hauer is able to split a double team and lay it up and in for McDowell, as Hauer has 12, and then quickly Kavanaugh commits a foul for McDowell. 55-48 Cathedral Prep at 49.2 remaining in the game. Malachi Millsap commits the foul. And Liam Galla heads to the free throw line. 2 for 2 in the game. Leads all scorers tonight with 20 points. Line left, Galla's first free throw. And that one was about a quarter of the way in and then swirled out. So now the Ramblers, after missing just one prior to the two Innes misses, have now missed 3 consecutive foul shots. Galla's second free throw up, and that one is no good. 4 straight misses. Ball's loose on the floor as it pinballs around. And before the ball squirted over to Jackson Hauer, we had a timeout on the floor called by Cathedral Prep. As it looked like one of the Ramblers, I couldn't see who it was at the bottom of that pile, might have had possession of that basketball. So the Ramblers are now out of timeouts as they use their final full timeout. But Galla misses that free throw, so take an opportunity to start totaling these up. But I can tell you, with Galla 20 points in the game, Galla has 1, 2, 3, 4 three-pointers made tonight for Cathedral Prep. So the Ramblers from the free throw line now are 15 of 20 in the game. McDowell with 18 attempts. They are 13 of 18 from the free throw line. Jaden Harper and Jackson Howard lead McDowell in scoring tonight with 12 apiece. And with 44.4 remaining in a 55-48 lead for the Ramblers, looks like that won't quite be enough for the Trojans. They got what they wanted. They got 2 missed foul shots, a bucket, 2 more missed free throws, but couldn't get the rebound. But then Kavanaugh denies an entry pass from underneath the baseline as they tried to go high to Colvin, but it got deflected back over to one of the Ramblers, and now with the ball on the near side is Innes, and Will Innes is fouled. And we'll have another opportunity to go back to the line. He's got 2 points in the game. Jackson Howard gets called for the foul, as McDowell had put Cathedral Prep in the double bonus a while back. First free throw was up and good by Will Innes, which makes it a 56-48 game. And his second free throw is perfect. 4 points for Will Innes. 57-48 Cathedral Prep. Well, it's been a stellar second half. 37 points in the second half after they were trailing the Trojans by 1 through 2 quarters of play. Pass over to Beck, back to Paris on the left wing, who had his 3-point attempt blocked, and then a good job running the floor. A couple of passes. King Vincent missed the layup, but then a pass over to Horton. And Horton found King Vincent for the easy 2. King Vincent with 4 in the game. And that is going to do it after Jackson Howard is able to score on the other end for McDowell. And your final score tonight will be Cathedral Prep 59, McDowell 50. So we'll total things